Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video on my YouTube channel. So today I thought I would talk about something that I think most Equestrians can relate to, and that is winter and having horses. So I was lucky enough to have 4 horses this winter. I've had more horses other years, but last year I had 2 horses and this year I have 4. I'm here with my pony Cloudy today. But I thought I would give you my best tips on how to survive winter with horses, and also kind of spread some motivation and a bit of inspiration as well. But yeah, for those of you that don't know, I live in Norway and it is absolutely freezing here. This winter has actually been, it hasn't been that bad because usually there will be like a lot of snowing already in December or October. But this year it hasn't been any snow. I think it started snowing the day before Christmas. So I feel like we have been very lucky this year. But we are in January now and this must be the coldest month ever. And yeah, I am almost freezing to death, but some Equestrians are lucky to live in warmer places and countries, but here in especially Scandinavian it is very, very cold. Cloudy is going to take my camera down. Cloudy really wants to destroy the camera and push it down, so I'm just gonna be honest, and I do feel guilty every single winter for not riding my horses every single day. They do something like all the time, but they're not ridden and they're not in full work the whole year around. But I think it's really important to not be too hard on yourself, because I think that just kills your motivation even more. And don't like set goals that are not like possible almost, because it is cold for horses, and at the end of the day we are humans too. And I think it's just important to like just do the bare minimum, and it is okay for your horse to have a long holiday, because your horse doesn't care if it gets ridden or not. And of course they do get very, very fresh, most of them, but but I think it is also like very important to not be too hard on yourself and just accept that, you know what, it is absolutely freezing cold. It is horrible to be outside, so just do the bare minimum. Muck out the stables, feed the horses, set them out, let them have some outside time, and just let them have fun, and you know, give them a nice sloppy mash, and then I think your horse is very, very happy. And oh my gosh, Cloudy. Yeah, but I feel like every single year it's very easy to compare yourself on everyone on social media, and like watching someone else's best 10 seconds of their day and thinking, oh, I haven't ridden today, or they're jumping and their horses are in full work and my horses had like 2 weeks off. So I think this is my 3rd winter without having an indoor arena. I had an indoor arena at my previous home or place, which is like where my dad lived, but I have all of my horses here at my new stable, and we don't have indoor here. But this is my 3rd winter surviving without an indoor, and I do have to be honest, and I do actually not miss having an indoor arena. And you know, having an indoor will be great 100%, but there is so many ways to survive the winter without having an indoor, and I don't think my horses would be ridden more if I had an indoor as well. So it's, even if you have an indoor, it is still cold, you are still tired, it is still dark, and I feel like not having an indoor has actually taught me a lot. Like I ride, oh my gosh, Bully is rearing. And of course having an indoor arena is not negative at all, that is just very nice and good. But I mean, to be like a little bit more positive for us that don't have an indoor arena, I must be honest and say that not having an indoor has absolutely taught me a lot, especially here I have great opportunities to ride on long hacks and beautiful hacks, which I think is absolutely amazing. Cloudy left the chat a little bit, he didn't want to be here anymore. Let's just be honest, a lot of people on social media make winter look so cozy, so nice, so chill, and makes it just look super magical, and it is very magical, but the truth is that this is the months of survival. The goal is just to survive. I also think that is a reason that it makes winter for a lot of people a lot harder, because you see all of these people on social media and posting and romanticizing everything and making it all look super cozy. But the truth is that we are numb in our feet, we are numb in our hands, we are shaking till we can't even stand, basically. It is cold. All of us are freezing. The point is that there's nothing wrong with like making magical winter videos and winter rides and stuff, because that is super cozy to watch. But I feel like there is very easy to compare yourself and think, oh, they're riding today, but maybe they just rode that one hack filmed and then they didn't ride for the rest of the week, or they, oh my gosh. And there's nothing wrong with anything, but it's very easy to compare yourself and think that you're a bad horse owner, and thinking that I haven't ridden my horses in weeks and they're just having days off and stuff like that. For example, for me, I compete all the time, and I compete in show jumping, and I currently have 2 horses that are competing, and then I have one 3-year-old which is getting broken in this year, you know, I feel bad for not, you know, I would love to do a lot more groundwork with my 3-year-old and start like almost now, but there is so much to do, and I try to survive, basically. So I would say that my horse Bess is probably in 30% work. Then my other horse Tia, she is a bit more in work, and I've ridden her a little bit more just because I've done a lot with Bessa last year, and I'm not too stressed about her because we're competing a lot this spring and summer, so she's still just doing some light work. And then my other horse Thea is like joining these tiny competitions and a lot of paint jumps and stuff, so I'm really trying to keep her in work and really trying to join what is possible to join. Especially in Norway, there aren't a lot of arena hires. There is a little bit of paint jumps here and there, but there isn't a lot, which is kind of annoying. But so I try to like join as much as possible. Now, but my point is that we are in January now, and the season is soon around the corner, and the competitions are starting again. So for us, the questions that compete in either show jumping or dressage or anything else, at least I are starting to feel like the stress and everything, that my horses are not in full shape and they are not ready to compete yet, but I still want to go. And but also there's another thing, and that is, you know, the roads are slippery. It is super icy on the roads, and there's no point in risking the horses and just to going to a small show. So there is a lot better to just wait. So yeah, my point is that there is a lot of pressure now. I do feel a lot of stress because the season is right around the corner, and I also want to join everything and be on all of the competitions, but the truth is that it is super cold, and most of the questions are in survival mode. You don't really see the point of pushing yourself, and then you just end up being all burnt out and not really having a lot of energy left. So my first winter horse tips is that just don't be too hard on yourself, and summer and spring are soon around the corner, and you won't actually miss out as much as you probably think. Some people manage to keep their horses in full work all year around, but most of the people that have horses are not capable of doing that, because we are just trying to survive. And don't compare yourself to other people, because at the end of the day you will just end up being burnt out and not having as much motivation left. So I think just try to survive, do all the bare minimum tasks, do all the stable work, and just make sure that your horse is happy, and then the riding will eventually come when spring is around the corner and it's starting to get warmer outside, and you don't actually freeze your toes off. You don't actually miss out at so many competitions and trainings as you may think. But believe it or not, but most people are actually thinking a lot more about what they are doing. They are thinking a lot more about themselves, and not really about what you are doing. Nobody really cares if you didn't join that competition or you didn't join that training, and everyone is very busy with their own stuff. And but I think it's really important to just make a plan, make a goal, and don't set your goals too high, and just try to don't care about what other other people do, what other people say. So the second the competition calendar drops, I sit down and then I make a calendar for the whole year about what shows I want to go to, and like a plan for every single horse and what they're doing that year, and my goal for that year, and like what trainings I have to do before, and when I have to like start riding again. And then, but I also think that maybe, so for example now I really want to go to this show with Tia that is in, I think it's in 1 week, but it all depends on how much I've been able to ride Tia and how much work she's in. This time of year I just do a lot of hacking, and then I ride a lot bareback in their turnout rugs, or another thick nice warm rug for them, and put my overall on and just tuck myself in. I lunch a lot, I do a lot of groundwork with them, so these are things that you can do to still keep them in work without doing as much riding, but I think the goal is to just keep your horses happy in the winter. So I really just take it from day to day. Like yesterday it was super cold, it was snowing a lot, it was literally snowing sideways, so my horses didn't get ridden that day, and that's okay. So it's not a problem. They're not going to any competitions the next day or anything. So, and then there's also slippery roads, and there's no point in risking driving on a slippery road with your horses. That's not very good either. So my next tips is for the riders that really wants to ride and of course are trying to keep their horses in full work, and I am also one of those. But I think the key to keep yourself warm is layers, and just having thick socks and just wool, and having a nice thick sweater, and having a really thick jacket and gloves and everything, and you just tuck yourself in as much as you can. So I just had to go inside and fix a few things for a few seconds, but I'm not really sure where I left. Like, having horses in the winter just makes everything 10 times harder, because water buckets are frozen and everything is frozen. You're crushing ice every single morning. It's super cold to, bring the hay to them. I change background, aka I change horse. I'm here with Bulle now. Every single task in the stable is 10 times harder because the buckets are frozen in the morning. Everything is frozen. You have to carry all the water buckets. We actually have automatic water cups, but they are frozen, and then we are actually going to fix them so they don't freeze. But especially for us that are currently living in a renovation process and everything, that not everything is done, especially now when it's so cold. So yeah, but I'm just really trying to not push myself too hard. I'm trying to not get FOMO of missing out competitions in the beginning of the year, and at the end of the day no one really remembers what you did. I don't remember what anyone did last winter and who was on that competition and who didn't compete as much in the beginning of the year at all. I don't really care or think about it. I think most of the questions has enough to do with their own horses and in their everyday life. So my tips for the winter is just that don't push yourself too hard, and make a plan for the whole year of what you really want to do that year and what you want to achieve and what you want to do basically. So yeah, not everything goes as according to plan all the time, and sometimes you have to reschedule, you have to cancel, or it doesn't turn out like you wanted it to do, but that is totally okay. These months are all just about surviving, and you are not alone. You are not a bad horse owner. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel like a bad horse owner at this time of year. I know I'm not, but I feel bad for not riding my horses every single day and not spending as much time in the stable as I would like to, and it is a lot harder to get out of bed every single day and feed the horses, but it has to be done. And I think that you just showing up every day and doing all the things that has to be done with the horses, and the bare minimum is more than enough, and that is a win itself. So just showing up in the stable every single day is a win in itself, and you should be really, really proud of yourself. Just showing up every single day in the stable and being there for your horse and doing all the stable work, mucking out, feeding, giving your horse water and love and everything the horse needs is just a huge win in itself. And riding and all of that stuff comes after, and it is okay to have a chill time, and this is the time to have a chill season. But just being able to show up every day and that you haven't sold your horse yet is just a huge win in itself, and you should be really really proud of yourself. If you have 1 horse, if you have 4 horses, if you have 10 horses or 40, it is hard having horses overall. So showing up every single winter and being there and still working hard and, you know, trying to achieve your goals and everything for the upcoming season is just very, very big. And yeah, but yeah, that was everything for today's video. And if you have any tips on how to survive winter with horses, or just in general survive winter, please leave them in the comments. So please leave your tips in the comments and your life hacks, and I think most questions will appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.